Hello, dear friends, and welcome to Cottage Time. This has been an especially beautiful summer. As of late, I have been perfectly content listening to birds sing, watching them in the yard and in my garden. The other day, I was in the garden and I heard a hummingbird, and it landed on the fence and sat there for a while. That was the most beautiful sight. I think it's important for us to enjoy the little things, those things that bring us peace or give us joy. One thing I wanted to do this summer that I've never done is make a lavender sachet. For this first sachet, I'm just using some scrap material and kind of get a feel for how I need to make the bag, what size it needs to be. And then later I want to make one more detailed and do some hand embroidery on it. This was a simple yet satisfying little project. I already have a few ladies in mind that I would love to gift a sachet bag to. Of course, once I have the technique down pat. I don't have a lot of sewing thread, but what I do have I keep in my old button jar. Does anyone else have a button jar? This project turned out okay. Next time I will definitely make some changes. I need to make it wider so that it's easier to turn right side out and stuff with the lavender. And I saw on Pinterest that some people will put cotton in it to make it look fuller. I'm not really worried about it looking fuller. But one place I want to try this little bag out is under Sean's pillow because he's been having some trouble sleeping, and I would like to put some in some drawers around the house. This little bag would have looked so cute with a lace ribbon, but I only had twine. My lace that I have is too wide. A couple of weeks ago, we put out a rug that we've had stored away and did a really deep clean on it. I usually avoid big rugs lately anyway because of our dogs, but I'm gonna bring in a rug to the fireside room. I think it just brings a whole nother level of cozy when you add rugs in. I remember when I was growing up, we would walk down to my aunt and uncle's house, they were older. They would have rugs in front of the chairs that they sat in all the time. I was telling Sean about that the other day, but he'd never heard of that. Does anyone else know older people who do that? Maybe it's not older people where you're at, but in my area where I grew up, it was mainly the older people who did it. I would like to bring in some rugs to put in front of the chairs where we sit most, but today I'm bringing in a big area rug. I also like to put rugs on top of rugs, like a smaller rug on top of a bigger rug. I just like the layered look. I am going to move the furniture around a little bit. I'm putting this dresser into the main living room, and I want to bring another chair over here. I feel like the chair that matches the couch kind of sticks out in the flow of us walking through from the entryway to the kitchen. So I'm making a few minor little changes, and the rug has some wrinkles in it from how it laid when we were letting it dry. I'm hoping those will kind of come out as we walk on it more. We've been working on the big living room. If you've watched any of my older videos, Sean is going to build a bookcase going across the back wall. So whenever we have a place to put more of the books, I'll move these out of the window. And I am looking for some lace curtains to put over here. I love a tablecloth on this table, especially in the summer. Something lacy or floral, even gingham. Those three are my favorite. I haven't had one on this table in a little while because, I don't know, it's just the effort of taking it off before we eat, because if we eat with the tablecloth on, you have to change them more regularly. But I do love the look of a tablecloth. This room is in the middle of the house. It just feels, it just feels better to me with the tablecloth. Lately, my kids have been loving wraps, and I make them with oatmeal. I buy oatmeal in bulk, so I have a lot of extra oatmeal. I grind it with an extra coffee grinder into flour consistency. On this day, I'm only using the oat flour, but I just got some almond flour, and I'll add that to it because gluten-free flours seem to do better when you use more than just a single flour, or taste better, I should say. The way I make my wraps is I just go by how I would do pancake batter, and I make it really thin. Try to make it extra thin. I use a little milk and some water to thin it out. Oh, and I should clarify, since I said I make it like my pancake batter, I do not add any sweetener when I'm making wraps. This day I add some herbs to it, and I really love to add garlic and oregano to the wraps and use butter as my fat. On this day, we are having some steak. We had 2 steak thawed, so Sean's just going to cut both of them into strips, and we'll divide it amongst us 4. And I made some sweet peas from the garden and some roasted root vegetables. But Sean made an olive oil dip for the bread. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it and that you are having a relaxing summer as well. If you would, please do me a favor, like and share this video. And if you haven't, I invite you to subscribe and become frequent guests at the cottage. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.